Welcome to the arena. This is the finals. Over 400 hours ago, I took my first steps in this game, and let me tell you, it's been intense. Your goal in the finals is simple. Get to a vault, open it, deposit that vault in a cash out station, wait for the timer, and the money is yours. The fun part? Enemy teams want that money too. Capitalism, am I right? But while the objective sounds straightforward, the tools and game mechanics that you get to play around with are what really make it special. There are lessons that the game doesn't teach you. Nuanced strategies that you only learn through time, experience, and a lot of painful mistakes. Well, not you specifically, since you're watching this. You're about to learn over 400 hours worth of hard-earned lessons in just a few minutes, so stick around. After all those hours in the arena, I've broken down everything I've learned into 4 key areas that will help you level up as a finalist. First, movement. Verticality, creative gadget usage, and map knowledge. Second, game sense. The split-second decisions that separate good players from great ones. When to revive versus when to finish kills, cash out timing, and resource management. Third, team synergy. Focus fire, positioning that doesn't get the team wiped, and communication that actually helps instead of causing havoc. And finally, advanced tactics. These are the things that I've seen make a massive difference. When not to start cash outs, reading enemy compositions, and insurance strategies that save rounds that you thought were lost. Each category represents lessons I learned the hard way, and understanding them is what can separate you from the players who stay stuck and turn you into someone who can reach the finals. Let's get into it. Most players think horizontally when it comes to FPS games. Left, right, forward, back. More strategic players will know the importance of getting the high ground over your enemies.
If we take this building, the enemy team will be forced to approach us at a disadvantage.
The finals takes that concept to another level entirely. Because of the variety of movement options you have in the game, in addition to the fluid environment, you can get really creative with your verticality. Need to scale a building quickly? Use these vents and aircon boxes. You're separated from your team on a higher floor and need to get to them fast? Blow a hole in the floor with a red canister. The key to getting good at verticality in the finals is to never stop being creative. Always keep thinking of new ways to traverse maps and use the game's destruction mechanic to your advantage. Another tip that I use from time to time is to watch my teammates and enemies and learn from them. You'll be surprised by how many new movement options you can discover just by paying attention to how others move. But verticality is just one piece of the movement puzzle. Each map in the finals tells a different story, and understanding that story can be the difference between winning and losing. Monaco is full of rooftops that let you traverse the map easily, but those same rooftops hide dense buildings underneath, which are perfect for staying out of sight when you need to. Kyoto is a map with open areas that are often dangerous to get caught in if enemies have long-range weapons and you're not near cover. Most of Fortune Stadium's buildings have many levels, meaning a lot of action can go down in a small area of the map, and teams can use those different levels to their advantage. These are the general features of those maps, but each map also has a lot of details that, if you know about them, can give you the edge in a fight. Spawn points, ladders, vents on the side of buildings, stairs, zip lines, you name it. All of these smaller map features should be burnt into your memory. When you need to get to the objective as fast as possible, or when you're the last one standing on your team, this map knowledge becomes your lifeline. It can keep you alive long enough to revive your teammates, or buy enough time for them to coin back into battle. So, what if you don't know all about a map yet, but still want to make sure you have the movement you need when you need it? That's where gadgets come in. Most players use gadgets the way they're supposed to be used. Goo grenades and barricades block off areas and provide cover. Jump pads give you a vertical boost, and ziplines let you and your team reposition quickly. But what if I told you that it's a lot deeper than that? Goo isn't just a wall, it's a stepping stone to wherever you need to get to. Can't reach that ledge? A goo grenade bridges the gap. What about that really high wall? If you're a heavy, build your own staircase with the goo gun specialization. Same goes for the barricade. It's not just a sturdy wall. It can also provide the least mobile class with a bit more verticality when you need it most. Jump pads are a bit harder to get creative with, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. The match is on the line and you need to reach the cash out? Drop your jump pad at an angle and go flying towards the objective to save some precious seconds. The zipline is another straightforward gadget. It gets you from point A to point B fast. And look, it's not about the length of your zipline, it's about how you use it. Give your heavies access to spots they couldn't normally reach, set up escape routes during fights, or even create unexpected flanking angles. There's always more to discover when it comes to movement in this game. If you've got any creative strategies or tips that I didn't cover, drop them in the comments. Movement gets you where you need to be. Game sense tells you what you need to do when you get there. And in the finals, hesitation or poor decision making will cost you rounds you should have won. This is the skill that most people, including myself, struggle with the most, and it only improves through active focus and real experience. Game sense is your ability to read a situation, understand what's happening, and make the right call in the moment. It's about awareness, anticipating what's coming next, and using your knowledge of the game to make split-second decisions that win rounds. Here are just a few things to keep in mind when playing the finals if you want to get better. One of the hardest split-second decisions you'll make: do I revive my teammate or chase the kill? Here's the logic. If you can wipe the remaining enemies in a few seconds, do that first. A revive takes time, even if you're medium with defib, and you'll be vulnerable while doing it. But if your teammate going down means you're now outnumbered and at risk of losing the fight, that revive might be necessary. The key is evaluating: can I win this fight alone right now, or do I need backup immediately? There's no universal answer. It depends on the situation, enemy health, your position, and how much time you have. Make the wrong call and you either die mid-revive, revive your teammate straight into a bullet storm, or get wiped and potentially lose a cash out. Cash out timing is where I see players throw away rounds constantly. You see that cash out with 20 seconds left across the map? Can you actually get there in time? Will you have time to secure it once you get there, or are you just sprinting to your death? Sometimes the smartest play is recognizing that a cash out is lost, then either go to a cash out that started later or position for the next vault. Don't let greed override logic. The flip side is when you're already at the cash out. I constantly see players go for the steal when the whole enemy team is still alive and there's no reason to risk it yet. In that situation, wipe the enemy team, secure the area, then go for the steal. But what if time's running low and stealing the cash out is the difference between winning and losing? Now that's when you go for the ninja steal against all odds and hope your team has your back. Every gadget has a moment where it's game changing and moments where it's completely wasted. Dome shields are the perfect example. Pop it at the start of a fight and it expires before pressure points. Use it mid-fight when you're getting pushed and become a lifesaver. Same with light dashes. Save them for escapes, not flashy entries. You get caught without a dash and you're dead as a light because, you're squishy. Learn when each ability has maximum impact. Your cooldowns should align with critical moments, not impulses. Demat walls when you need a clutch escape or angle, not just to save a few seconds. Use C4 to defend cash outs from steals, not just fishing for random kills. Resource management is about patience and timing, not spam. Third partying is an art form. Too early and both teams focus you instead. Too late and the cash out is too far gone to steal. The sweet spot is when both teams are committed to fighting each other. They've used abilities, taken damage, and can't easily disengage. That's your window. Listen for audio cues, watch for the chaos indicators, and strike when they're too invested to pivot. A perfectly timed third party turns a balanced fight into free eliminations and most likely a free cash out. Bad timing makes you the easiest target in the lobby. Movements and game sense make you a threat. Teamwork makes you a champion. In the finals, a cracked solo player will almost always lose to a mediocre team that actually coordinates. Here's how you become the teammate everyone wants to have on their squad. The quickest way to win a fight is to make it a 3v2 as fast as possible. Most teams lose because they all pick a different target to focus. If you and your teammates all shoot the same medium, that medium is going to be gone before they can even react. It doesn't matter how good their movement is if they're hit by 3 different sources of damage at the same time. Pull out your targets.
Focus the heavy, medium is low.
Simple, effective, and makes wiping the enemy team so much easier. The golden rule of positioning is all about finding that sweet spot between pressure and proximity. You want to be far enough from your teammates to create crossfires and hold different angles. If you're all huddled in one corner, one well-placed RPG or grenade can deal massive damage to your whole squad and leave you vulnerable. Keeping that in mind, you do still have to stay close enough that if someone gets jumped, you can intervene in under 3 seconds. If you're 2 floors away, flanking, while your team is getting shredded, you aren't flanking. You just left your team to die. If you're on a voice call, keep your comms precise. Since there's no minimap in the game, you need to rely on your compass and specific callouts.
Enemy at 240.
Is a lifesaver.
Over there.
There's just noise in your squad's ears. Be quick but specific enough for your callouts to be useful.
He's low.
Assumes your teammate knows exactly where you are and who you were shooting at, which is very rarely the case.
Heavy, half health, behind the door.
Is something your teammates can actually work with. And if you aren't using a mic, make sure you get comfortable with the ping system. Accurate pings can be just as fast as a voice callout. Knowing when to run is just as important as knowing when to shoot. If your squad is down and the enemy is still up, don't try to be a hero. Back off, reset, and wait for a window to grab their trophies. Remember, your respawn coins are a limited resource. Don't burn one just to run back into a losing fight. That said, you have to be decisive. If getting back in immediately is the only way to prevent a team wipe or keep the momentum, spend the coin. If not, play it slow and regroup. After all my time in the arena, there are still some lessons I'm working on, but these are the habits that make a massive impact on the results of a match. It's a combination of paying close attention to the game states and getting creative with the tools at your disposal. Just because you have the vault doesn't mean you should slam it in the cash out immediately. Look at the clock. If there's only 30 seconds left and you're sitting in second, starting a new box might just be giving the 3rd or even 4th place team the opportunity to steal and knock you out of the tournament. Sometimes just keeping the box out of reach of other teams is the winning play. In this game, the clock is just as much of a tool as your weapon, so use it. When you're defending, try to predict the creative ways other teams are going to come for your cash out and set up counters ahead of time. I like to call this insurance. A jump pad on the ceiling directly above the cash out station can be dropped with a DMAT to instantly disrupt the steal. Or you can leave a few explosive mines nearby for those distracted enemies trying to sneak a quick one. One of my favorites though is to DMAT the floor right as the enemy starts to steal, then close it back up. The cash out falls, the steal resets, and you've just robbed them of the time they needed to take it. Your team's composition plays a big role in how you tackle each match, but so does your enemies. You have to adjust your strategy based on what's standing in front of you if you want to come out on top. If you're up against a triple medium stack, you need to watch those bodies extra carefully. Don't give them a chance to revive. If they're running a winch claw heavy or dagger light, you have to respect that space and keep your distance. And if you see a medium constantly healing an aggressive heavy, make it your mission to remove that medium from the equation first. The goal is to stop playing the same way every match and start counterplaying the specific problems the other teams are presenting. 400 hours in the arena is a long time, at least for me. And while these lessons have been the core of my experience so far, I'm starting to feel like there's more to explore in gaming than just the how-to. I'm at a bit of a crossroads with what comes next for this channel. Lately, I've been less interested in the guides and more drawn to atmosphere. The music, the rhythm, and the stories that happen in the middle of all that chaos. I'm thinking about moving away from the purely educational stuff and trying something different. Maybe more narrative, maybe more focused on high quality and hype edits, or maybe something I haven't even thought of yet. I don't really have a plan at the moment, and honestly, it's kind of exciting. But I want to hear from you. What's the most memorable part of a gaming video for you? Is it insanely skilled plays, or is it the way the video makes you feel? What kind of stuff are you watching lately that really sticks with you? Let me know in the comments. I'm looking to try some new things, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Thanks for being here. I'll see you all in the next one.